Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host Imperial Gain, featuring today a 1 vs 1 on Somoski Winter. Yes, indeed, on the between the snow-clad rooftops here in Somoski, we shall be seeing two forces clash. It shall be Dots here fighting for Deutschland, and the 100th Jäger Division going up against Jacktherooster, fighting for the Soviet Union. And the 23rd Tank Corps, combat engineers swiftly advancing, conscripts moving up. Their doctrines are defensive doctrine, German mechanized and Jäger infantry versus Jacktherooster's Soviet shock, Guard rifle combined arms, and Guard motor coordination. So there's definitely a chance of heavy mortars available here. And for that matter, submachine guns being handed out, and howitzers and Sturmovix. A lot of overlapping there. We're noting a pretty infantry heavy start here from Dots. Several grenadier squads arriving for the glory of Germany. Not really rushing towards the viewpoint whatsoever. Dots is taking it pretty casually. Perhaps a bit too casually, whereas we're seeing Jacktherooster on the other hand make a much more concerted effort towards actually getting a fuel point. So their defenders are displaying. Points secured up there, there, and everywhere. Yeah. There we go, the third squad of Grenadier have arrived. A bit of quick deployment into the house there for some reconnaissance to figure out if there's anything sneaking on. Though usually you actually do it in the church, not in that house. Generally there's little risk there of anyone rushing that far ahead. But right here we do see the first engagement. Conscript being caught here by the central bit. Gonna take up position in the church and fighting away there on the conscripts. More conscripts arriving here for Jacktherooster. A mortar on the way, and looks like Dots is moving up more grenadiers here to help the situation in the village centre. Extending now into the cemetery, it would seem. No reason to actually move up close to them. Fire range with the grenadier. Dots. And there you go, the conscripts quickly pop down one poor sort. And there you go, quickly following up with Molotov. Generally, why you don't want to be moving up that close. Pioneers held up here in the building, fighting off some combat engineers. And of course now the house here is a bit of a dangerous situation. We're seeing him setting up position there by one of the exits, and then Molotoving, getting out the other way. More grenadiers will be needed, and a mortar here might want to set up here around this bit. But apparently not. Occupying the church there, a Molotov hits, does nice damage there, killing one poor fellow by the name of Boris. More conscripts rushing in. Other grenadiers might want to do something. And we got Molotov, nasty damage on the grenadier. Might want to move in, and these grenadiers might also want to consider pulling out.
Grenadiers here! Einer nicht schuldig an us!
Very close hit there. Not sure what he's doing with these grenadiers. They need to get somewhere closer. And then go another squad forced away. A fourth one arriving. More mortar fire. The pioneers continue to hold up here. In fact, doing absolutely nothing. They could at the very least take a point now, instead of just hiding inside the building. Mortar continues to rain down death from above. Though so far actually having a bit of a hard time actually hitting. It said death from above. Grenadiers need to be reinforced and moved ahead. Might also be needed to now get an MG. We are also noting now that he has gone Jäger infantry. Mortar suffering man losses, but he's not doing too well either. Point there cut off. Finally getting the fuel point there. About damn time. Bunker going up. Grenadiers still need reinforcement. Also note here that two grenadiers do build a bunker rather slowly, so again reinforce, reinforce. What are you thinking, man? Dots. Whatevers. Conscripts, they're not really holding up well. Not really good fighting position either for this engagement. There's only really one window for the conscripts to shoot out of. That's not really getting the most out of them, to be fair. And Comet is rushing ahead once more. Going to see if they can't protect that fuel pod for a bit longer. Fuel advantage, though, definitely in the hands of Jacktherooster for the time being. Dots needs to push a bit more aggressively and a bit more coherently. Finally, troops are getting reinforced. Medic bunker on the way, taking up at the same time.
Bunker is now a field hospital.
And there we go, rushing the engineers for the pioneers down south. And finally getting rid of them. No structures as of yet for Jacktherooster, but we do see Guards Riflemen has arrived.
We can now build light mechanized infantry.
Which I do believe means he's going for Guards Rifle. Combined arms. Though at the same time, of course, he could have gone Guards Motor, of course. I might be proven wrong here. But it certainly would be a possibility. But let us see what happens with the conscripts. They actually go for that upgrade. If not, of course, he might then have gone for Guards Motor instead. And there you go. Jaeger light infantry upgrades available. And there we go, one upgrade on the way there. Grenadiers charging it straight into the Guard Rifle infantry. Nice grenade there. Ultimately, they end up killing more of their own. Good aiming there, Yuri. Will they owe me money? Except that's, of course, not the socialist way, so, fascists?
Awaiting orders.
Once again, it's a Betty cover there. Mortar firing away, though, constantly. Close to getting hit with their own mortar rounds. Not good there, Friedrich. And there we go, they get for the freeze up. They can also now interrogate if they so fancy, but it is a rather not very often used ability, which I do feel sad. Careful about getting too close again, you will have a chance of being hit by your own mortar rounds. And there we go. Oh, forcing them out in the building, might have time bit, but there we go. Conscript a bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage there. The give for the freeze going to be quite nasty. Hitting the dirt right there. Ow! Own unit wiped out there by the mortar. 4-6, 4-6. And hit the dirt, so that clearly means Guard Rifle combined arms. A quick mortar there against the Grenadiers. Nicely done. Grenadiers need to get out of the fire.
Stay low! They've spotted us!
A fourth Grenadier squad up, although also sitting at a light mechanized company. Might be the idea to just, wait for that and get some Panzer Grenadiers afterwards. And there go conscripts finally getting out of the rear, asking perhaps it's not a great idea to hang around when there's a mortar firing at them. Grenadiers though need to retreat for reinforcement and healing, and otherwise need to quickly get his rest of his forces out on the field. He might also want to consider at least upgrading one squad with ambush, sort of play a bit more defensive, and of course also get that damage bonuses and then spring the ambush. It is also another, rather underestimated ability, but again, it can have quite some handy advantages. As again, it for a few seconds provides quite a handy damage boost to units. So, for example, a Grenadier squad with a light machine gun can all of a sudden really go to town on your opponent, same with Gewehr for the freeze. So, lots of opportunities right there. And there we go, the PPSH-41 being equipped.
We have new units.
Later, the Soviets would try and replace it with a PPS-43, since that was actually cheaper and easier to make. Though, to a larger extent, that never really came on. Another thing though about the PPSH-43 is PPH-41 was that while it had a quite impressive magazine, you couldn't actually fully load it with munitions, otherwise the spring inside it would actually weaken, so usually you only had about a few bullets short of the full capacity for it. And in the end they'd actually sort of switch it over to a more of a regular stick magazine. So, little fun fact there,
We have our new weapons, brother.
There we go, hitting the dirt. Panzergrenadier riding with the Sturmgewehrs.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Which in general, the Panzergrenadiers, any other units equipped with were instructed to usually only fire in small bursts or single shots, since it really couldn't handle full automatic fire very well.
Ready.
So a little fun fact there. Points are being secured. Panzergrenadier advancing.
It's cold.
2 Grenadier squads so far equipped with Jaeger training. Again, might be an idea to try and interrogate and thus get an idea of your opponent's infantry positions. Guardswaffen having equipped with a DP light machine gun. The primary light machine gun for the Soviets throughout the war. Bit of an older one. There go Conscripts moving up, engaging there with the Panzergrenadier. Panzergrenadier is holding up here in a nice crater, quickly running away from the Geballte-Ladung, which then rather effortlessly goes off there. Grenadiers fighting, Command just rushing in straight into the Gewehr 43s. That's a bit dangerous. Oh, the light machine gun there drops for Friedrich. Do not underestimate the DPs. Further fighting over here. Panzergrenadiers might want to be a bit careful as well. And another minor engagement here. Grenadiers versus Conscripts. Conscripts hit the dirt right there. Moving up close here. Careful, careful. You are moving close to the range of the light machine gun. Really does take a lot of damage. In fact, interesting though, he actually ends up retreating. Although these Grenadiers really need to be careful. And looks like we see here that Jacktherooster has rushed for armor. A T-70 has arrived, providing a bit of light support for his infantry. Nice mortar hit there. Almost got the entire squad. And overall, we see that Jacktherooster's infantry is all of a sudden quite depleted, forced away after some rather nasty engagements here with the Dots Jägergrenadiere. Although technically that wouldn't be assisted.
Soldiers ready.
Jäger infantry itself was more of a mobile infantry in formation formed for assaults. Not really motorized, I believe, though I think partially maybe.
Guard squad ready.
But overall lighter in equipment in some regards.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
There are no cowards here.
Attempt a telemine there, but quick cancel it. Good job there. Dots quickly following up with a T-34. No sign of a anti-tank gun so far from Dots. That's a bit dangerous, knowing his opponent has tanks about. You generally don't want to be left a bit on your own like that. So that's definitely something you should look into, I would argue.
Did you want something?
T-34, 76 walling ahead. Mortar coup getting enforced, about time as well. And the Grenadiers down here seem to be doing absolutely nothing. Might as well retreat them then. Dots or something at least. And looks like he's opting for an attempt here to support armor core. A bit dangerous. And particularly since he's got another Panzergrenadier squad, which means he's going to be very vulnerable to the opponent's armor. I mean, there's no telemines up, for example, to protect some of the vital points, so he's going to be rather exposed. And he's not even quite got the munitions yet for a Panzerschreck upgrade for some of the Panzergrenadiers. And even then, with this amount of armor, I mean, he's going to be a bit dangerous. In fact, we're seeing that Jacktherooster, on the other hand, is the one laying down mines, and also noting he's actually got some minesweepers up, taking no chances with his opponent, by the way. Good job there. Good thinking. Infantry moving ahead there. Dots quickly dropping one engineer. Conscripts moving up.
Taking fire!
Might want to vault over there, get into cover. Conscripts taking up position in the church and advancing. Conscripts advancing. T-34 following up to support. More conscripts following up. Mortar firing away. Panzergrenadier moving up. Grenadiers there suffering a bit in the ditch to the T-34. Hitting the dirt right there. And there go Raketen. Panzerbüchse is up. More Panzergrenadiers charge ahead heroically. Gunning down a few Russians. Hitting the dirt right in front of all of this. Might be a bit dangerous. T-34 holding a safe distance here from the Panzerschrecks. Good job there. T-70 moving in. Needs to be careful though. Needs to be careful. And there we go. One rocket and it's almost wiped out. Not sure why Jacktherooster decided to move the T-70 light tank there, but ultimately it did survive and did not get turned into a heap of scrap metal. Grenadiers here, they need to be careful. They are under fire from that T-34. At the same time, Grenadiers here having a bit of trouble, at least for the time being. Looks like a rifle grenade, and there we go. Actually, nicely aimed there. The conscripts were held up around this corner of the building. That's allowing for one rifle grenade to really do a lot of damage, and we did see several men left behind here. Though, of course, there might be a swift counterattack following up to secure the point. And there we go. And looks like the Jaegers are receiving a bit of armor support here. Panzerkampfwagen 4. Mortaring up here in the ice. Wehr 22 now, that's lovely. Panzerkampfwagen 4 slowly advancing. reinforcing. Bit of quiet. It's the village centre. Achtung. And he's actually sending up some tripwire flare mines. Lovely. Now we will know if the enemy sets off the mine. Don't you think the screams of pain will do? Well, you know, it's a bit more flashy. Nice hit there from the Panzer. 4 Panthers sneak up through the cemetery, forcing away the infantry a bit, but at the same time taking a bit of blast there. The T-34s, by the way, have longer range than the Panzerschrecks. So as long as you can actually see them, you can actually bombard them with a nice distance here. Panzers needing to get to heavy cover in Deckung men out. You can't stand out here in the open like that. Or the reasonable open. And there we go, losing most of the unit. Remember, cover is vital when fighting tanks with infantry. Grenadiers aiming at the troll versus the Grenadiers. Looks like they the Guards infantry, in fact, looks like they forced away. Even forcing them to drop a PTRS-41. One of 2 primary anti-tank rifles the Soviets used, the almost the PTOD, which was actually a bolt-action anti-tank rifle, and not actually a bit more powerful. The Germans also had their share of anti-tank rifles, although some of them were quite large. It could better be described as very small anti-tank guns. Grenadiers need to be careful around a static T-70 light tank.
The enemy still has 300 points.
Careful, gentlemen. Looks like the Panzer IV might get the kill.
Enemy forces
Not quite, not quite. Areas around here falling apart. More conscripts rushing in. T-70 went down. Molotov versus the Panzer Grenadiere. Dot is losing a lot of terrain pretty quickly. He needs to fight a bit more efficiently and a bit more concerned with fronts. And a bit more focused. T-34 setting up for repairs in the cemetery. I suppose that works.
Rifleman ready.
More tripwire flare mines here.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Been some time since I've seen someone actually make such usage of them. Lovely.
We are awaiting orders.
Splendid even. Splendid. You might want to give the order there, Dots.
It is finished. Well done.
And there we go, both T-34s are combat ready. He could soon get another T-34 in fact. Looks like the Panzerschreck somehow managed to set it off. Not sure why we rush ahead with those into open territory again. He could easily find himself exposed to the T-34s and wiped out. So not really a very good infantry tactic right there.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
And he's definitely going to find himself in need of some additional armor soon, since that Panzer IV could easily find himself going down here to the T-34s by now. Panzer goes out in the open, get them out of there, Dots! Oh, looks like, oh, good lord, looks like he might get the conscripts. There we go, veterans, 3 conscripts wiped out. Get that Panzer IV down there, Dots. Mach schnell!
The sector is at risk.
Grenadiers getting absolutely wiped out. They're not having much of a fun time. The Panzerguns on the other half with their Ketten Panzerbuchse. There you go, Panzer IV riding from the other side. That T-34 is toast. There we go, kaput. A little flare also on top.
One of our armored vehicles.
Panzer IV actually pulling back. The Panzer is doing the same here. And veterans one for the Panzer IV. No replacement infantry up so far for Jacktherooster's lost conscript squad here.
Your predecessor died a hero.
T-34 here.
Mortar has us sighted.
And this building looks about ready to collapse.
Taking losses.
Honey is being down. And everywhere, in fact.
Us. We are ready.
Actual mines going up here by that bit of the road. Lovely, lovely. Though need to be careful you don't get hit by a mortar by the looks of it. That could make that rather the last man that gets put down. T-34 need to be careful. Looks like the guy is about to sneak in for a Panzerfaust. And he actually goes for tactical movement. He could actually rush in and do it. It rather looks like so far the Dots is making very good use of Dots, except just getting Jaeger infantry upgrades, which is a bit of a shame. I mean, really, why use Jaeger infantry and not use it fully? Well, so far Dot seems to be making a bit of headway back there. He's actually delivering some blows now to Jacktherooster, although Jacktherooster seems to be getting something very big now. In fact, he's getting up the 152mm howitzer, ready to blast Dot's face into the ground. Right now, he's a bit lacking in arm, and he's also lacking in anti-tank. So in that regard, you know, proper usage here from Dots with his Panzergunners and Panzer IV could end up actually breaking Jacktherooster if Jacktherooster is not careful. More tanks right now would be a very good idea. Otherwise, that getting up a support weapon company, getting some field guns up, might also prove to be a good idea. The howitzer itself could also prove quite useful, breaking up infantry assaults, or for that matter, just harassing them and causing them grief. So in that regard, not a bad idea. Saving up some munitions, perhaps munitions carriers to get up a Sturmwick attack might also be a lovely little gesture, or perhaps some additional guards infantry with the light machine guns to sort of further help out the cause. But overall, you know, he's holding on to this part of the map. That's not a bad idea initially. I mean, holding up to that and then slowly pushing towards, mildly harassing over here. I mean, forcing Dots here to spread out a bit would not be a bad idea. Also getting, for example, a sniper out to support his infantry against Dot's infantry right now would be a nice move. Setting him up here, for example, so he's nicely covered, has nice vision range, of course, could still fire from nice far away, or just some penal troops adding in some more vicious infantry that way, with perhaps a few sets of charges laid at the right places, causing Dots a bit of a headache. So there are definitely some thoughts there. Also in terms of damage, it's actually reasonably close. Although in terms of kills, it's pretty obvious, of course, that Jacktherooster is taking a bit of a beating. Looking over here, Dots, I mean, we're seeing a much larger infantry force. We're seeing plenty of, well, one tank here. He's also definitely got the option for getting up and out a Stug. He could try for another Panzer IV if he just waits a second. That could work. A fuel cache right now could also prove quite helpful, or perhaps munitions cache, thus getting most out of his doctrine. I mean, he's not really so far making good use of the doctrine. There's not really much synergizing with it either through munitions caches or anything similar, which I definitely feel is a shame. I mean, we've seen players make good use of that, so to just use Dots here and not do it is a bit, you know, one feels, you know, he could be doing a lot more. I mean, a few ambush camouflages on the right units could easily prove to be, you know, quite helpful in breaking up future assaults from Jacktherooster once he's actually taking some ground. Or, for example, some tactical movement could help in advance. Light artillery, or for that matter, a nice cannon and Vogel patrolling in could also be useful. But right now, more armor and a smaller push up the left flank, and then also a small push up the right flank. Perhaps sending up some mines around here could prove to be quite helpful, and might in fact break Jacktherooster. But he definitely should try and take down that T-34, possibly getting another Panzer IV, then making the move in and basically breaking through here. In fact, the Panzer IVs could probably make a rush straight for the base and perhaps even get the howitzer. And in fact, once that howitzer reveals itself, he should probably try to make some kind of effort to take it out, otherwise he might end up in quite a lot of problems, since again, that howitzer can be very devastating with that kind of caliber. But let us head back to the fight. Nachtigkampf! Bit of a head-on assault there, not much flanking here from Dots. This could be trying to move up here and attack from another angle. Panzerfaust, that T-34 from the rear. And of course ambush some of the retreating units, but sadly not. In fact, the T-34 is allowed to escape unharmed. Panzer IV not really making much of an effort either to push ahead. I mean, right now Blitzkrieg could prove to be just the thing he needs. Remember, it's the spirit of the Blitzkrieg. Come on, Dots. A bit disappointing here in Dots. He doesn't really seem to be very aggressive in the end. He doesn't really seem to be any sort of, you know, man to grab an opportunity to send it right in front of him to, you know, really push his opponent down. There we go. Oh, mine up, so that never mind. I actually missed that. Good mining there. In fact, that just prevented him from that matter. Also blitzing in with his Panzer IV. And he lost the Panzer IV as well. Oh, good job there again. Careful about moving in from out in the open. He should have gotten into the house. Poor job there, and now the T-34 Veteran 2, which does basically mean better turret rotation, increased rate of fire, and more damage. Right there, Country Squad went down on the retreat to the Panzer 4. Panzer 4 closing in on Veteran 2. Other Pioneers are getting murdered there, but the artillery need to retreat. T-34 continue to fire away there with its small veteran crew now. Things are getting a bit dangerous here for Dots. Get your Pioneers out of there. And there we go, Jacktherooster trying to get a bit more of a kill there. Wipe out some veteran Grenadier. More Panzer Gunners have arrived here for Dots. But that T-34 actually needs to get out of there now. He does know what's ahead. His veteran 2 T-34s low on health. I definitely think he's taking one chance too many here. Though in end, it looks like it's paying off. But it's hardly what I'd recommend, to be honest. Still, getting that veteran 2 mortar, not bad. Not bad at all. But he really needs to get that T-34 out of there. It's less than half health. It's veteran 2 that really should not be hanging around so close to the opponent's front line. And I definitely think that Panzer 4 should also pull back. And I was thinking a Storm Geschütz instead, interestingly enough. Not a bad thing though. Bit of improved helpful against the enemy's armor. I wonder what that howitzer is pointing at. What's expecting from that direction.
You need something?
Ready and freezing.
Access is available now to light artillery barrage from the lighter infantry Geschütz. Quick Molotov there. Doesn't really pull off anything though.
We are losing a sector.
And there we go, Storm Geschütz has arrived. And looks like another flare trip mine actually killed a Panzer Grenadier. Yes, indeed.
Red Army is attacking.
Making good use of those flare trip mines there, Jacktherooster. Lovely.
Rises to the top.
And another artillery barrage ending the church. Rather successful. Definitely. Panzer forcing repairs. Both Pioneer units on that. Good. Good. T-34 moving up north. More mines going down there. Lovely. Lovely. Another T-34 arriving.
MG-42 turret is ready. You guys, listen to me if you want to live.
Frozen Grenadiers here.
Small shed there blown up. And there you go, the Stuka arriving. Needs to be careful moving into an area the opponent is firing artillery at. Come on, Dots. Nice hit there on the Panzer Grenadier. Oh, the Grenadier actually will give it a freeze. Conscript swiftly moving ahead. T-34 running from the north. And there we go. Nice hit there. Stuka needs to be close to support the Panzer 4 though. Conscripts crowding in. And meanwhile the T-34 engaging the Panzer is a nice job there. Don't expose the rear, don't expose the rear. Oh, come on, Dots. And there we go, veteran 2 T-34 moving in, trying to get off a few flanking shots there. Lovely, but can't seem to hit all of a sudden. Come on, Piotr. And there we go, veteran 2 on the Panzer 4. But with the damaged engine, he needs to pull it back here. Same for the student, needs to be careful. Looks like Jacktherooster is up to something. Howitzer setting up to bombard. Like going to see if we can't get that veteran 2 Panzer 4. Keep pulling it back, Dots. Don't leave it in the middle of an artillery zone. Meanwhile, ramming the Stu. Interestingly, that's a bit of a waste there. I think of a T-34. I think you should just pull back about here, not ramming the Stu. But well, definitely think this is a bad idea. They'll pull back that Panzer 4, Dots. Getting another one in the meanwhile though.
This is German territory.
Yeah,
Same with the Stug, you know, get them out of there. I mean, the Stug only has engine damage, so that should be easy to get out than the Panzer IV with heavy engine damage. But come on, do something to preserve your tanks instead of leaving them right there where your opponent can easily bombard them with artillery. I mean, one precision strike could easily end that Panzer IV, for example. Or the Stug. Now Conscripts rushing ahead. Light artillery here might be a good idea to sort of break up an infantry assault, but only now might be too late. And there we go, target vehicle up. No, wait, he's buttoning it. Never mind me. I'm being silly. Grenadiers force away there by the T-34 receiving repairs. Good job there, getting 2 engineers to repair it. Stu has a small chance of going down there. Panzer IV still should be received, and I'm not sure why he decided not to repair that heavily engine damaged Panzer IV with that 22 first. Priority dots. Priorities. Prioriteten. And there we go, T-34 moving in. Need to be careful though, need to be careful here, Jacktherooster. Another anti-tank grenade, veteran 2-3. More Panzer IVs coming in, just get out of there, Jack, just get out of there. No, 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 oh, no. There we go, that was a bit of a waste there. So close to veteran 3, but he got a bit greedy there. In particular, since another artillery strike is likely going to do it, because again, Dots is pretty terrible apparently with repairing tanks in safe positions, and there we go, wiped out. So ultimately a waste of a good T-34 there by Jacktherooster. That was definitely not a good decision. Grenadiers are almost wiped out by an artillery strike. Tons of infantry, by the way, here for Dots. Down to 1 Panzer IV, and the Stug almost combat ready as well. But again, why he chose the Stug over the heavily engine damaged Panzer IV, which couldn't get out of there, is beyond me. In particular, since he'd already had one attack and the opponent fires artillery after it. I mean, I'm absolutely boggled by that decision there by Dots. Boggled. I mean, there's no logical reason to do that, and that Panzer IV took some heavy damage as well. And so far, again, no real sign of using his doctrine besides the first ability. Again, not really confidence building, and certainly where a lot of, you know, the intermediate tier players tend to fumble up, that is with doctrinal usage. They tend to sort of go, oh well, that ability is cool, and then they tend to forget about the rest of the bloody doctrine.
Standing by.
Fresh T-34 arriving there for Jacktherooster.
Yes.
Oh, mine went off there, killing half the squad, leaving them bleeding in a crater.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
T-34 on the ice. Again, aggressive harassment going in there from Jacktherooster. Lovely. Counter-attack being set in by some Jaeger upgraded Grenadier.
Out of contact.
Stug firing away, but with little support. Oh no, there's a mine there previously placed down. Oh, and he even knew about it. He has his pioneers seen it, but not sweeped it. And instead he ends up backing in his Stug engine. Oh no, nicely mined there again from Jacktherooster. Really good mining. And there we go, that's going to be easy pickings right there for that T-34. And Stug is down. Is down.
Has been destroyed.
German territory increases.
Panzer IV ready. The enemy has broken our supply lines.
And ramming right there. And now it looks like he's actually going to utilize the Kanonenvogel. About damn time. Units getting wiped out there. Pull back that Panzer IV Dots. Looks like so far the first shots failed to really do anything there. Clearly not a Luftwaffe ace that's been sent in. Get the Panzer IV out of there, man.
Our forces increase.
What is it with Dots and apparently not wanting to get his tank to safety? All of a sudden. I mean, seemed to do well with the first one, but apparently after that he rather seemed to go a bit down the drain. But another Panzer IV arrives here. Stuka clears out the T-34, leaving it all but abandoned. Well, not being abandoned. And it looks like we might be seeing another pass going in here from Stuka. Veteran defeat on the Guards infantry. Definitely not good news for the Panzer IV. Anti-tank grenade there. Anti-tank drive continues to fire away there. And there we go, the Stuka actually almost wipes out. The unit kills one, leaves the rest wounded. T-34 recruit. And it is moving up. Panzer IV should have been pulled back much sooner. Veterans again is there buttoning it up. And anti-tank grenade just on one for shot. There we go. Panzer IV blown up.
The enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
Panzer IV kaput. Other T-34 moving in while this one's getting repaired.
We have liberated this sector.
And more artillery fire there from Jacktherooster's 152mm howitzer. Panzer is holding up the centre. And there you go, nice hit from the T-34, almost getting the entire unit. And dead, in fact, there we go. Dot seemingly having lost all spirit. Partly through, well, not really good tank handling, and even more importantly, really poor repair tactics. Again, in particular, getting them the devil away from the front line to conduct repairs was the part that Dot's apparently really fell apart through. But also just not making good use of his doctrine. I mean, we saw this and then occasionally use of this. Overall, no try to attempt to really synergize it with munitions carriages. That was definitely not good. And then overall, I mean, he could have, done more than just give air 43s. He could have had some ambush, ready to appear and do a bit extra damage there to your opponent's units. Nothing of that happening, and no real further attempts at mines beyond that one teller mine, which he cancelled because he got spotted. The Stuka was nice, but overall perhaps not so well handled as it could have, and again, that Panzer IV Veteran G2 right there was definitely a waste. Jacktherooster overall played better with the tanks, although again, he definitely should not have gone for that one again. It was mostly because, there was another Panzer IV right there, so even if he'd gotten that Veteran G2 Panzer IV, he'd probably still end up losing his own T-34. And again, that would have been the veterans who would have gone out the drain, and again, he would just have bombarded that heavily engine damaged Panzer IV, and that would have been it. So again, it just felt like a waste of a T-34 there, in particular, veteran T-34, so that was a bit of a poor decision, but overall, good mining, good regular T-34, the regular anti-tank mines, but also the flare trip mines. Reasonable good use of his doctrine. The Guards infantry did their trick. The conscript did so as well. He could have done a bit there with the special rifle command. I feel a half-tank man also been helpful. Also good use of the howitzer overall. Really put some pressure on Dots. So that was certainly also commendable. But overall, Dots needs to work on his repair tactics, as he definitely seems to be having a bit of a trouble there in acting, keeping his tanks functional for longer periods of time. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, why not provide some feedback in the comments section. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.